right. I hope you guys enjoyed that song. What is up, guys? Hello and happy Tuesday. You know what that means if you're listening. Exactly. That's right. It's time for another episode of Let's Talk About It. Oh, I missed you guys so much. I miss being in the studio and doing this show, and I know you guys miss me too. It has been too long, but we are back for this semester, and this is the first episode of the spring semester. It's February. Can we talk about that for a second? Like, I don't know where the time went. And also, January dragged. Like, we just kind of skipped over the beginning of 2025, I feel like. How is everyone doing in 2025? Please tell me about how your year is going so far because I feel like this year has not slowed down one bit. It hit the ground running and it has not stopped ever since. But it is still a good year, and we're trying to stay positive over here. If you're new listening today, which I hope we have a couple new people, I don't know for sure, but quick shout out to the people in Virginia and the people in Pennsylvania that tuned in today. So happy you guys can be here. Love you guys so much. As you know, I love talking to you guys every week, and I'm sure you love hearing me because why wouldn't you? It's a great show. Anyways, if you're new here, this show is all about being positive, focusing on the good because we have too much negativity all the time and we need to focus on the good things in life. And of course, if anyone's listening, do you remember what the thing is every week? What do we talk about? What do we say at the end? That's right. Find something to laugh about, find something to smile about, and of course share it with me. I want to laugh too. So I hope everyone's doing really good. Like I said, it's been super busy on the front here at college. For anyone that's curious, I am getting back into writing a lot. I have some writing classes and a lot of really fun projects on the works. Like they're kind of getting going, and I'm very excited. I don't want to give away too much because I want it to be, kind of under wraps until I can really dive into it. But I'm very excited to share with you guys what I'm working on this semester. I work really hard, and of course, I try to give my all to everything that I can. I, of course, am a part of so many things this semester, and it seems like it just piles on, but in a good way. I'm having a lot of fun, and I'm really excited to share these projects as they get closer. So be on the lookout for that in March, a little sneak peek there. But today's show, I really just kind of want to talk like I do every single show because that's just so much fun. But I really want to talk about kind of some stuff that I've been thinking about lately because as I get older and I talk to really important people in my life. I talk to, my parents, and they are really like a guiding light. And of course, my brother, I'm very close with my brother, and he really is like a key person for me to go to in times of, stress or any kind of worry. I'm like, let me go to my brother because I think one of the things that I want to touch on today is laughter. I don't think anybody laughs enough. The other day someone told me that they think I need to smile more because they were like, you have such like a nice smile and you hardly smile, and it's good to see when you're happy. And I was just really thinking, I really should smile more. I really should make it a point of my day to find something good. And also today when I was on my way here, I got into the elevator and this girl walked in and she was like, oh my gosh, I love your sweater. And I was like, oh my gosh, thank you. And, I really think that we should be doing that more because that really was a small gesture that like made me really happy. I was like, oh my gosh, like it's so nice of you to say that. I also feel like like side note, but like getting in elevators, I feel like it's so awkward because you find something really small to tell somebody, even if you don't mean it. Even if you're like, oh my gosh, I love your hat or I love your shoes. Even if you're like, I have no idea what that band is or what that show is, or I have no idea what brand those shoes are. It's a little thing that could make somebody really happy, and it's also a way to break the silence. I'm trying to make it a point to be kind of more social and outgoing and really push myself out of my comfort zone. Over winter break, I actually did a lot more traveling than I typically do. I'm very much a homebody, very much like to be in my own house, in my own bed. And once again, thanks to my family and my brother, he gave a really great Christmas gift, and I got to go have a really, really cool experience with my family that is truly just something I like won't ever forget. And even if I go do this experience again, it will never be the same as this first time. And like I like went to a football game for my favorite team, and I really can't even like express how much fun it was and just like the feeling that I had walking in there. And I think that when you push yourself more, you kind of like the fear kind of turns into something totally different. And it's weird. And like I've had this experience like as I've gotten older, things that I'm like, oh my gosh, that sounds terrifying. I would never want to do that. Now I'm like, I don't know, that sounds kind of cool. Like maybe I do want to push myself. Maybe I really want to see what limitations I have because there's some things I will definitely be like, I'm not doing that. That sounds terrifying and I'm going to have to refrain. But I think also when you're with people, you surround yourself with good people who know you and they know how to encourage you without forcefully like pushing you into these situations. They find things that they're like, they would like this. This is something good and I think this would be good for them. And like I said, good people like my family that I have surrounding me, they kind of knew how to like get me out of my shell. And I think it's really fun. And I think when you really get into the energy of something, it's a whole different kind of experience. If you're listening, please tell me about an experience that you had where you were pushed out of your comfort zone, but you ended up having like so much fun and you absolutely loved it and you would want to do it again. I'm very curious to know because I think that would be really cool. And maybe we can talk about it on the next episode. Let's talk about it, but we'll see. But I think it just kind of goes into this whole thing of, really kind of knowing yourself. And I had to do something for a class the other day, and I was kind of asked, like, who I was as a person and, like, where I was going to go in my life. And not to get, like, super deep, and we're not going to get, like, super deep dive into that. But I feel like you're constantly changing, life is full of changes. And if my life has taught me anything, that is the motto, I guess, is it is what it is, and life is full of changes. And you really kind of discover so many different things about yourself, like, on the daily basis, like, it's kind of like when your taste buds change every 7 years. 1 year you don't like asparagus, and the next year you're like, oh my gosh, I love it. Like, why did I spend a whole year missing out on this amazing taste of asparagus? I don't know why asparagus is the first thing that came to my mind, but, I like asparagus. I didn't as a kid. My grandma used to make this asparagus casserole for Christmas, I believe it was, and I don't know why we stopped having it. Probably because everybody was like, we don't like asparagus, and, we were all children. Anyways, but I was like, that just sounds kind of good now. I'm like, oh, I would probably love a little helping of asparagus casserole, but back then I was like, oh no, I want no part of that. And I just think it's really interesting how you can change so much, even like little things. But I think, you really got to stay true to yourself too. In life, you can't get above yourself and you have to really stay grounded. And I think that, right now I think about that a lot because I want to go into a field that could take me somewhere. And, if it does, like, I never want to lose kind of like, my roots and stuff. I want to be grounded. And honestly, this semester so far has been a lot of work. It is. Life is a lot of work. You got to put in a lot of work to the things that you love. But if you put in the work to things that you love, it will reward you in return. And we can conclude the deep dive conversation of that today, but I hope everyone's feeling really inspired to do a deep dive of themselves, I guess, after this, and maybe give asparagus another shot, a little encouraging there, or some kind of food that you guys are like, oh, I don't like that. Maybe give it a shot. You never know. Maybe now you're going to like it and be like, oh, I can't live without this now. That could be fun. Kind of missing the snow. I know that's a really weird thing. I was walking here today and it was very nice outside, don't get me wrong. But I kind of miss the cold. I know that sounds weird. I'm not really quite ready for springtime yet. So a couple more weeks of winter would be really okay with me. The groundhog agrees. So that's fine with me, in all honesty. That would be okay. Maybe take it down a couple degrees. That would be cool with me. But it's so good to be back, guys. I really have some good shows lined up for you this semester. I have a lot of fun things I want to do, and like I said, I'm really going to keep you updated on the things that I'm doing because some really cool media projects are coming your way. Big things happening, big moves. Maybe I should write a book. Who thinks I should write a book? That'd be kind of cool. Topics, I'm open for suggestions. I'm open to hear what kind of ideas we could get flowing here. I'm all about collaborating. I do that a lot on a daily basis, and that would be great. Before I go today, I do want to say thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to check out other shows on RFR. A lot of talented people on here. And if you're listening and you want to have your own show, join RFR. Check us out on Instagram, notably, or come by the office in the Bonnie. Thank you guys so much for listening today to another episode of Let's Talk About It. I love to have you here. I hope you love being here. It's a good time for everyone to just wind down from the day, take about 10 minutes to just relax, and just kind of enjoy the vibes. That's what we're all about, being positive. So, and reminder, don't forget to laugh or smile about something today. If it's a funny joke, please share it with me. Maybe I should start having a weekly joke. What would you guys think about that? Would we like weekly jokes? Unfortunately, I don't have one prepared right now, but that could be something we could start with. So don't forget to do that. Share your jokes with me. Have a great day and a great rest of the week, and I will see you guys next time. Don't forget to tell me if you're listening, and you could be on next week's shout-outs. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Love you so much. Bye, and I'll see you next week.